Hi, Sandra Wilson here, clinical hypnotherapist, and today's video is all about trying to figure out where your rejection sensitivity pain comes from. So basically, it's about sorting past from present pain, untangling that old pain from your current triggers. And it's true to say that often when you're triggered in the present moment, so for example, you get a email from your boss, it's quite curt and abrupt, and it's just basically saying something like, I need to have a word with you about this thing, this report, this project. Could you come and see me please, ASAP? So your brain goes into overdrive thinking, oh my God, what have I done? You automatically assume that there is something wrong and that you have stuffed up and you're going to be in deep trouble. Or you text a friend and you suggest doing something together, I don't know, maybe going out for a drink or the cinema or something, and then they respond just by saying, no, sorry, I can't tonight, and that's just it. It's a short, to the point, very abrupt message. And of course your whole body goes into this dreadful, horrible sense of rejection that we know and feel so well when we have this condition, this rejection sensitivity. Or maybe you ask your partner if they are okay. You might notice they're a little bit, a bit quiet or even a little bit moody, and they just say, yes, of course I am. And then you assume that you have done something to upset them, that it's your fault. And of course there are numerous little examples that you might be able to pinpoint that trigger that sense of rejection or that sense that you have done something wrong. So where does it come from? Is it something in that moment that you really do believe that you're being rejected? Because logically, I'm sure that you know that there are so many different ways of looking at that email or that text message or that vibe that you're picking up from your partner. And if it was in a different scenario, for example, a stranger just giving you a curt, abrupt answer, it probably wouldn't, or maybe it just wouldn't matter quite so much. But the feeling of being in trouble, the feeling of being rejected or ousted from the group, or that feeling that you aren't good enough, or that you somehow, there's something about you that people don't like. Where does that come from? So when you think about it, the past is often a clue. So when you think about your past, and when you first remember feeling this way, it might not be clear. It doesn't necessarily mean trauma, I hasten to add. It might just be that you have a recollection in the subconscious of a feeling that was deeply uncomfortable. And it could have even just been told no for the first time by a parent when you were really looking forward to having a treat, even asking for an ice cream or something like that. It might be the first time you perhaps took a shine to somebody, fancied somebody, and then you saw them waltzing off with somebody else. Oof. And you might even have given them some signs that you were interested. That first time that you noticed an adult was angry with you, and that can be quite overwhelming and scary if it's never happened before. So the very first time that you felt the pain of being in trouble or being rejected, it could have been not massively a big deal, or it might have been something quite traumatic. So how can you disentangle old pain from current triggers? Is it even possible? But if you do have a recollection of the first time you ever felt that pain of rejection, yes, you can validate that. because when you're very young, you cannot validate your feelings. It's next to impossible. When we're kids, we always think things are our fault, generally speaking. And it was okay to feel that way. It was okay for you to be told no. It wasn't the end of the world. It was okay to feel upset about a feeling of rejection. And of course, when you're that young, you haven't really got the sort of intellect to be able to, talk yourself out of it in the same way that you can as an adult. And you can choose to breathe into the space, to notice those feelings, let them float on by. And even if they're very painful, very uncomfortable, chances are they are attached to an old memory that you have the choice to try to make peace with. And I hope that's helped. Bye for now.